Hi everyone, my name is Mikey from ISCT TV and I'm here with Katie Zander from the Standards Coordinating Body. So Katie, can you tell us about the Standards Coordinating Body?
Sure. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. We basically work as a communication vehicle just to move regenerative medicine standards forward. We bring people together from academia, from industry, from government. We find out what people need and we work to write the standards that will help push the field forward at scale.
Okay. So for people who don't know about standards, can you just give us a bit of an example and just explain it a bit?
Yeah, and
What they
so when I talk about standards, I'm speaking specifically about voluntary consensus standards, which have a whole process that go with it. So first off, you have to make sure they're open to everybody. So anyone who wants to join is allowed to join. Also, you need to make sure you have a good balance of interests. So if you're writing a standard that has a part about it that has equipment manufacturing, you need to make sure you have those people present in the room. And you have to have a good balance of those interests. Then there's also this whole balloting process. So there's a due process that you have to go through where you open it up to public comment. You have to respond to all the comments just like you would if it was like a regulation. And then similarly to the due process, there also has to be an appeals process. So it's a process the whole way, and it takes some time, which is actually why we exist. And then at the end of it, you have to have consensus, which is just in the name. So you have to have most of the people in the room agreeing to a way of doing things or agreeing to some guidances. And then you open it up to the public and you have, like I said, you have to respond to every comment. So it's truly a consensus document by the time it finishes. And what else is special about voluntary consensus standards is they have a specific place in the regulatory process. So there's several pieces of legislation that say that agencies have to accept them unless there's some regulation or some other reason that they can't. And what's really nice is CBER and the FDA recently created a new program in CBER, which is a voluntary recognition program for standards. And they go through and they will select certain standards that they feel will help you get through the regulatory process that they believe in. So all voluntary consensus standards have a place in the regulatory process, but the FDA made it even easier to find the ones that they like.
That's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. So just tell us a little bit more about your partnership with ISCT and the work that you're doing with them.
Sure, and actually this is a really nice transition. So two of the standards that are recognized by the FDA are the ISO cell counting standards, Part 1 and Part 2. So at SCB, we created an online course for people to learn about these ISO standards. And the people who actually wrote the standards are the ones teaching the course. So we have a lot of representation from NIST. We have some companies who give some case studies. We also have some people talking about how standards fit into the regulatory process, as well as how you should read them and how they work in different kinds of standards. But cell counting Part 1 takes you through your cell counting process and how you can improve it. So this isn't really something just for a tech who wants to learn how to count cells. This is for someone who wants to improve their cell counting process, because it is a process, beginning to end. And so cell counting Part 1 takes you through all of that, which is in this course. And then cell counting Part 2 is the statistics. Just a little thing that NIST did that's wonderful. They created this comment tool that takes you through the statistics of cell counting Part 2. And in this course, you have people from NIST who created the program teaching you how to use it and teaching you what the statistics mean and how you can use it to troubleshoot your own process. So we have that available through the ISCT LMS, but what we're also doing, which is new, is July 21st and 22nd, we're doing a hands-on version of the course. We do encourage everyone to have taken the ISCT version first, and if you have, then the course is free. There is limited space, but in there, the first day of the course, we're going to go through Part 1 of the standard where people will be counting on different cell counting equipment, and you'll create a whole data set. And then on day 2, you're going to take that data set and you're going to do all the statistical analysis, and we're going to have someone from NIST explaining that, a couple people from NIST, and taking you through and explaining what this means to your data. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I think it will help a lot of people.
That's brilliant. And so if you wanted to find more information about this course, where could you find that?
You could look on the ISCT site for the cell counting course specifically, but if you want to learn more about standards and more about the in-person course, you can go to standardscoordinatingbody.org, and you can also reach out to anyone at SCB, and we're happy to point you in the right place.
And that's great. So yeah, I'd like to thank you for your time today, and I wish you all the best with the course and all your different training programs.
Thank you so much.